it's me. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute and a half since I filmed a long form video, but I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with ADHD, which was a bit of a kind of world-shaking revelation for me. So I've definitely been kind of processing and adapting. I definitely want to do more videos kind of touching on that, so let me know if you're interested. But today I really wanted to do a video focused on easy, low effort, but high protein snacks and meals that are very ADHD friendly, because it can be easy to like forget to eat, not prep things in advance, so then you're kind of like scrounging around trying to figure out what to eat. Also, especially if you are taking ADHD medication, they kind of work best if you are eating protein with them. I wanted to do a video about this because I feel like I've figured out some really good low effort meals, but also like easy, zero effort snacks just to have on hand. So I wanted to share. If that sounds interesting, stick around. Hopefully this is helpful. I almost forgot to mention, I also want to do a section in this video about kind of like convenience products that are nice to have on hand just in case you need a little boost of protein or you're heading out the door and you need something to grab. Also things that like will help boost the protein in a meal. So for example, like protein pasta. I think I'll kind of structure this video by categories so you can like skip through to whatever is relevant to you. I just got back from the gym this morning, so I'm going to make a protein shake, but I wanted to talk about that because protein shakes are a very good, easy, quick, like relatively low effort snack. Like if I don't have anything that's sufficient protein in the morning to take with my meds, I'll just have a protein shake with some toast. I know I've talked about this brand, and not sponsored, but Good Protein, if you see this and want to sponsor me, hit me up. I love Good Protein. I've always been someone that hates protein powder. I just hate the taste of like the proteiny taste. I don't know, if you know, you know. But Good Protein is the only one that I like that doesn't taste like that. I don't know what kind of witchcraft that they're using, but it doesn't taste gross. My favorite is the strawberries and cream. I do a full scoop. It has 21 grams of proteins plus whatever's in the oat milk. I think there's a few grams of protein in the oat milk. I don't usually do a full scoop, kind of like a half scoop, because otherwise it tastes too proteiny and I can't have that. And I just make it with oat milk, which also has 3 grams of protein per cup. My kind of like half shake probably has like 14-15 grams of protein, which isn't too shabby. I always kind of just eyeball it. Like I was saying, I like to make these if I don't feel like I had sufficient protein in my breakfast, or I also often make protein shakes if I'm just running out the door and I know I'm going to be out for a while and I might not have like enough food. Take this like in the car with me, which didn't really mix very well. Oh well. So I'm just packing some snacks and food for a mermaid swim that I'm going to tomorrow. I'm very excited. And I wanted to show you these. These are my favorite vegan and nut-free protein bars. They're the Simply Protein Dipped. They're technically for kids, like for kids' lunches, because they're nut-free. The other ones all have nuts in them, sadly, but they're really tasty. These are the Choco Berry. Cookies and cream is also tasty. It's like six grams of protein per bar. So they're not like crazy amounts of protein, but it's a nice little boost if you're just out and about. You need a little snack. I like to have some of these like in my purse, in my car, just in case I get caught somewhere and I'm hungry or start to get a headache. Also, like if I'm in a pinch and I don't really have anything to have for breakfast, sometimes I'll just have a protein bar with my meds, which why not, right? This is another brand that I found that's vegan and nut-free. Hungry Buddha. 10 grams of protein for these, so a little bit more. And then I also have these, which I actually found at the dollar store, which is crazy. This one has 8 grams of protein per bar. Another convenient protein snack that I love to have on hand is this frozen edamame. It comes in like a bag that you just literally throw in the microwave and it steams them, and then they're ready to eat. For one whole bag, if you ate the whole bag, it's 12 grams of protein. But even if you split it and share it with somebody, it's 6 grams of protein, pretty good snack. And these boxes come with 2 bags. I'll show you just how quick and easy it is. I like to put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. Honestly, one of my favorite zero effort protein snacks. Highly recommend having these on hand. And if you can't find the steam bags, usually you can find frozen edamame, either shelled, this one is already pre-shelled for you, or in the pods, and then you can just like steam them in. If you have a steamer basket, or probably even microwave them. I haven't tried it myself, so don't take my word for it. Maybe do a quick Google. Another super quick and easy snack, or honestly meal sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, is hummus with veg and crackers. I like to get the big tub of hummus. I like roasted garlic, and then I've got these Ritz baked chips. The original flavor is vegan. Just watch out for the cheddar one is not vegan. And then whatever veg you have on hand, I like to get these snap peas. They just come in a bag, super easy, pre-washed. I prefer chopping up fresh carrots, but if you want to get baby carrots, go for it. Whatever crackers, sometimes I go for pita chips, which are also really good, or like actual pita bread, protein-wise. So for 2 tablespoons of hummus, it's 2 grams of protein. So if you ate a few spoonfuls, you'd have 4, 5, 6 grams of protein for a little afternoon boost. So tonight for dinner, we're gonna make one of our new favorite protein-packed, super easy meals, edamame sesame noodles. I'll link this recipe in the description, but I use whole wheat spaghetti, but I actually use these soba noodles and just get the broccoli slaw. Make sure you get the shelled edamame. It's very high in protein. See, 10 grams of protein per cup of edamame. The recipe calls for honey, so we use this vegan apple-based honey. You could totally use maple syrup as well. There's just a few other ingredients in the dressing. It's like less than 10 minutes to throw this all together. So I think that took less than 10 minutes to make because the noodles took 4 minutes to cook. And then I just defrosted the edamame in some hot water and mixed up the dressing, and we're good to go. And we will most likely have leftovers as well, which is another great hack. Make a big batch, and then you've got lunch for the next couple of days. Okay, so it's a few days later and we're having another one of our favorite quick, easy protein dinners. We've got some pasta on the boil and we have some chickpeas roasting in the oven, and we're making some hummus chickpea pasta. Sorry if you can hear the dishwasher going. You literally use hummus, like got this big tub of hummus as the base of the sauce, and then you add a little bit of lemon and whatever spices you want. I'm adding some cayenne pepper and a little bit of parsley and some salt. Add a little bit of pasta water and mix that up in a pan, and then mix your pasta right in there. You could just leave it there. You like to roast up some chickpeas for some crispy chickpeas on top because it's tasty and adds a bit of texture. Another one that like comes together in about 10 minutes. Well, the roasting the chickpeas part takes a little bit longer, but the rest of it takes about 10 minutes. And who knew you could make pasta sauce out of hummus? When I found this out, I was amazed. Per 2 tablespoons, 2 grams of protein. I don't know if you can see that. So this recipe per serving is half a cup of hummus. So I don't know how many grams of protein, I can't do the quick math, but that's a decent amount of protein. Who needs Alfredo? Another ridiculously easy meal idea is Mr. Noodles. The vegetable ones are accidentally vegan, or any other instant noodle pack that you like, with some tofu, literally just crumbled up or cut up and then fried in a pan for a few minutes with some soy sauce. The quickest, easiest, laziest meal with a good amount of protein and also delicious. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. This is maybe my favorite of the meals in this video. I love a good box of vegan mac and cheese. This Annie's one is really good. For half of the box, you get 9 grams of protein, which is pretty good. And I love to add some frozen peas in there as well, just for a little bit more added protein and a bit of flavor and a different texture. Definitely not the healthiest meal in the world, but if you are tired and can't be bothered to cook, it does the job, and it's such a good nostalgic comfort meal as well. Time for lunch again. Possibly one of the easiest meals on this list, which is classic beans on toast. My partner is British, and this is a classic, easy British meal. We like to use these British style baked beans, but I've also used just regular tomato. We always have a few cans of these on hand for emergencies, days where it feels difficult to put together a meal. So for half a cup of beans, there is 6 grams of protein, which is not too bad. And then the bread itself also has a few grams of protein per slice. So you'll get probably like 10 or 12 grams of protein total, which is pretty decent for a easy quick meal. I think that took about 5 minutes total. We've got a filling, protein filled meal. Hello again. We're just making dinner, and I wanted to show you one of my favorite kind of convenient protein products that I always have in the pantry. This falafel mix. It comes in a powder. I've already used half of this. And you literally just mix it with some water, and then you can form it into whatever shape you want, but I just do like little round patties and fry it in a pan, or you could air fry it, or you can put it in the oven and then use it for anything. I've put it in wraps or pitas, just with some hummus and vegetables. Tonight we're gonna make some turmeric rice made from chickpeas, so it's got a good amount of protein. It's got 9 grams of protein per quarter cup dry, which is probably like 1 or 2 small patties. So I normally have like 4 or 5 small patties, so that would be a decent amount of protein for a quick meal. That's what it looks like after I've added water, and then I'm just gonna kind of use a spoon to shape it into a rough patty shape, fry them in the pan for a few minutes on each side. This next section, I wanted to talk about easy vegan meal prep that prioritizes protein. I did want to include a section for those days when you do have a little bit more energy and you might have the time and capacity to kind of put something together that might last you for the whole week. that are still like quick and easy to throw together, but will give you some longevity through the week for the days that you have a little bit less energy. I'm getting ready to go out for a day trip. We're going to the pumpkin patch. I want to make some sandwiches. So I wanted to share my favorite easy vegan sandwich. It's chickpea salad, kind of like an egg salad, like tuna, but with crushed chickpeas. You can just have it in a container and have it for the whole week to make sandwiches. You can customize it to whatever flavors you like. So I've got my chickpeas. The other main ingredient is, oh my gosh, vegan plant-based mayo. Honestly, for the rest of it, you can go as simple or as complicated as you like. Sometimes if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll chop up some celery. I'm not feeling like doing a lot of extra chopping or anything, so I'm just gonna do spices. And then the other thing that I add for a little extra boost of protein and some omegas is some hemp seeds. So this is something else that I like to have on hand as a convenient kind of protein boost. I add these into smoothies, smoothie bowls. Sometimes I add it into pasta even, because it's so small, you don't really notice it. And then a variety of spices. So this recipe is really simple. Drain and rinse the chickpeas. And then I use like a potato masher to just slightly crush them. And I guess really you could probably do this with whatever beans you had on hand. It doesn't necessarily have to be chickpeas. Then I'm just gonna pop these in the bowl and literally just take my potato masher and start to crush them a little bit. So that looks about mashed enough for my liking. I'm spilling it on the counter again. I'll go in with some vegan mayo, and honestly, I don't have any specific measurements for this. I just kind of eyeball it. You could also add some like Dijon mustard into this, or sometimes I add some sriracha. I actually might do that today. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna add a sprinkle of hemp seeds, a good helping of garlic powder, some paprika, salt and pepper, of course, dash of chili powder, dash of sriracha. That's literally it. I told you it was easy. So at this point, you could either put it in a container and put it in the fridge to have as some kind of lunch prep, or make it into sandwiches. I'm gonna make it into sandwiches now because we need a packed lunch today. So for your sandwiches, you can also go as simple or as complicated as you like. I'm literally just doing straight chickpea salad onto plain bread, but you could add lettuce, you could add some microgreens, any other sandwich toppings you like. You could also have it with like crackers if you wanted, on French bread like bruschetta, that would be tasty. Or I've had this in wraps before. The possibilities are endless. It's healthy, it's delicious, and it's a great convenient meal. So another one of our favorite meal prep, super easy meal prep meals is my partner's famous 10-minute black bean chili. And it actually legit only takes 10 minutes. And then we like to make it with some pasta, or sometimes rice, sometimes garlic bread, or just eat it with a spoon. It's nice because this recipe makes a really big pot, so you can have it for dinner and then have lunches for the next few days, which is really, really nice. And it's tasty, easy, delicious, healthy, all the things. Love it. So these are all the ingredients. We got kidney beans, black beans, plum tomatoes, or you can use just like chopped tomatoes, veggie stock cubes, and then all of our spices. So we've got some garlic powder, cumin, paprika, onion powder, and a little bit of basil. We're gonna make some pasta with it. Another quick, easy meal prep, specifically breakfast prep, is overnight oats. I actually just made this jar of overnight oats for a short. Princess Diana's old personal chef recently shared her favorite overnight oat recipe, and I wanted to try it and veganize it. So that should already be posted by the time you're watching this, so go check that out. But it's overnight oats with freshly squeezed orange juice, which I'm excited to try. I've just prepared it and I'm gonna pop it in the fridge and then add all the rest of the toppings in the morning. You can do overnight oats with any non-dairy milk that you like. I usually do it with oat milk. Usually add some hemp seeds. Sometimes I add frozen fruit as well because it'll thaw by the morning. And I've also done chocolate overnight oats before. Add like a little scoop of cocoa powder and some chocolate chips. I've also seen people do blended overnight oats, so it's more of like a creamy consistency. If you do have some time the night before, this is a really good breakfast prep, and obviously oats have a decent amount of protein, so you don't even have to think about breakfast in the morning, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so it's the next morning and I've completed my overnight oats preparation. Sorry, it's not the prettiest as I've already filmed the short taste testing it, but I added some yogurt and the texture is actually really nice with some added yogurt. Yeah, I also added some berries, some grated apple, and some vegan apple honey. This is really nice and easy breakfast, which is very hearty and protein filled. Okay, so this next section, I think I've mentioned it in a few of the other clips already, but I wanted to do a whole section in this video dedicated to kind of convenience products that are great to have on hand as like kind of emergency. I've got no time. What are some super quick, snappy forms of protein that I can just get in my body? So I wanted to have a section for this. There's lots of cool vegan protein products now, so I wanted to highlight a few, and some of the ones that I've tried and some of the ones that I've seen in my local grocery store, just as inspiration of what to look for or the types of things that might be helpful for you. You don't have to go out and get all of these things. This is just kind of an overview of the things that you could stock in your cupboard to kind of set yourself up for the success on those days that are, you just wake up and everything just feels tougher. A lot of the clips I filmed in this section, I didn't do any talking, so it'll all be voiceover Megan. Yeah, I guess we'll just jump into that part right now. First up, breakfast. I love these frozen egg patties from Just Egg. I recently saw these pre-mixed overnight oat packs in several flavors with 12 grams of protein per serving. I haven't tried them yet, but they look great. Another easy option, pre-made protein pancake mix. You could even freeze the pancakes for meal prep. There are a few vegan protein yogurts available now, which is super convenient if you like yogurt and granola for breakfast or a snack. This one has 12 grams of protein per serving. This protein cereal is another super easy option for low energy mornings. This brand makes a few different flavors. I always like to have some seeds on hand as an easy protein pack snack. They are a great source of protein alongside other nutrients like potassium and iron. Speaking of seeds, seed butter is another great option, perfect for sandwiches or toast. I have a nut allergy, but you could also swap for nut butter. I've recently discovered these protein wraps with 13 grams of plant protein per wrap. Such a great base for a lunch or snack. I always make sure to stock up on pressed tofu because I don't have the patience to press regular tofu. This is perfect for quick stir fries, tofu scrambles, or just eating straight out of the pack. I think vegan meat alternatives and convenience meals play an important role in a balanced diet and lifestyle. While they may not be the healthiest to eat all the time, they are a great source of protein and comfort when putting together a meal feels difficult. Protein pasta is one of my favorite ways to inject some easy protein into a meal with zero effort. Even if you just had pasta with tomato sauce, it still has 17 grams of protein. There are so many varieties now, including chickpea and lentil pastas if you're gluten-free. I recently saw this pre-made plant-based bolognese and thought it would be the perfect complement for the protein pasta. This cauliflower crumbled veggie ground is delicious with whole food ingredients and a great flavor, perfect for easy tacos.
And lastly, canned soup is the ultimate easy meal. Find one with beans or lentils for a comforting and protein-packed lunch.
I think I'm gonna end the video off there. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this video helpful and it gave you some ideas of just easy meals to have in the cupboard for those tougher days. I've noticed that for myself, since my diagnosis and since starting medication, it's a real whirlwind, and some days I've got lots of energy and I really want to do meal prep, and then other days it's just really tough and you just got to get through the day and do the best you can to nourish yourself, feed yourself, give yourself the nutrients that your body needs. And I found it really helpful to just have things on hand at all times so that I know even when running low on food or we need to go to the grocery store, I still have some of these basic things in the cupboard that I can fall back on. Yeah, it's really made a big difference for me, and I hope that it helps you too. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas for easy vegan protein meals that are convenient for low energy days or low kind of mental capacity days. I'd love to know. Thanks again so much for watching. Leave the video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.